What's up guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm standing in Victory Park. If you're watching this video, that means it's probably May 9th. May 9th is when I'm posting this video because May the 9th is Victory Day. Victory Day is one of the most important celebrations in the whole of Russia, and it's something that everybody here takes very seriously. Today I wanted to talk about this holiday and why it's so important for Russians, and I thought what a better setting than here, Victory Park here in Moscow. May the 9th celebrates the surrender of the Nazi German army to the Soviet Union Red Army on May the 9th, 1945. Since 1945, this day has been a holiday, and since 1965, it's been a non-working holiday within the Soviet Union. Nowadays, in the former Soviet republics, it's also a holiday. So, for example, here in Russia and also in Ukraine and other countries like Georgia. In Western Europe, this day is known as VE Day, Victory in Europe Day, and it's actually on the 8th of May instead of the 9th of May, as the treaty signed in Germany on the 8th of May was actually after midnight here in Moscow, so it's celebrated one day later here. Celebrations of Victory Day are massive. Not only does everybody get a day off work and school, almost everybody goes out of the house to watch fireworks in the evening, for example here over Victory Park, but also during the day there are parades throughout the country in almost all cities with former tanks and things like that to celebrate the victory over Nazi Germany, as well as a parade of tanks and soldiers, for example in Red Square or in Palace Square in St. Petersburg. You also see a uniquely Soviet phenomenon called the Immortal Regiment. The Immortal Regiment is when normal, average Joes walk along the streets following the parade, holding a picture of their relative who died during World War II. This incredibly powerful and emotive image is beamed all around the world as you see thousands of Russians walking down the streets holding a picture of their grandfather or great-grandfather who died during the Great Patriotic War. The celebrations here with the fireworks and the parades and the Immortal Regiment are huge, and the ones in 2005 celebrating the 60th anniversary and 2015 celebrating the 70th anniversary were the largest holidays since the fall of the Soviet Union, and I've no doubt that 2025 in 6 years will be just as big. If you watch TV on May the 9th in Russia or around the world, you'll often see pictures of Red Square, and there'll be people watching it from all around the world. For example, next to Vladimir Putin, you'll quite often see leaders from other foreign countries. And what's more, if May the 9th falls on a Saturday or a Sunday, everybody here gets an extra day off on the Monday, so that's just an extra reason to be cheerful. If I look at Victory Day from a British perspective, it's something quite extraordinary. On Britain's Day, remembering the war, Remembrance Day, November the 11th, it's quite a solemn and sad day. It's more about remembering the dead and remembering the loved ones in a sad and quiet way. And of course, it's on the weekend and there is no day off. Here in Russia, yes, it is sad as well, but in also many ways it's a big celebration. It's a celebration of victory, celebration of heroism. You see fireworks, you see singing, you hear a lot of patriotic songs, whereas in the UK on Remembrance Day there's no such thing. There's no real smiles, there's no fireworks or anything like that. It's quite a solemn day. It's quite a big contrast between the way Britain thinks of its war dead and the way Russia thinks of its war dead. It's very important to remember for all Westerners watching this that the Soviet Union lost far more men than any other country during World War II. This country was really obliterated, flattened, and lost such a high percentage of its population that it is no surprise that the victory in the Great Patriotic War is such a huge part of modern Russian identity. This hill behind me is one of the highest spots in the whole of Moscow, and it's here in the center of Victory Park. Since the victory of the Soviet Red Army over Nazi Germany, this hill has been covered in tanks and other war memorabilia, and there's also a museum here dedicated to the memory of those who lost their lives in the Second World War and celebrating the victory of the Soviet Union. This church behind me was erected in the 1990s, and they also erected in this park a memorial mosque and a Holocaust museum, showing how this war united all of us of all races, religions and nationalities. Also in the 90s, this hill was flattened and they added this obelisk here, and at the bottom you see a statue of Saint George slaying the dragon. If anyone comes to visit Moscow in summer, I'll highly recommend coming to this park. Come to see the church and the mosque, come to see the big museum over here, come see the obelisk, and come see the various tanks and planes dotted all around this park. Like many Russians, many British people, many Americans, many French people, many German people, we all lost family members during the Second World War, and we all know people who fought in this war. It's something which unites us all worldwide, and I hope you can take a minute after this video to consider the pains of war and the evils of human action and what we can do in the future to stop such things happening again. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.